You know, I was in Makati City last night, Makati City, I should say. Seems as though everybody's excited for the Filipino wrecking machine, Mark Munoz. Obviously, as many of you know, he will retire inside the octagon tomorrow night, win or lose against Luke Barnett. So that is obviously a huge part of this trip for us, and I think we're all excited to send off one of the sport's true just gentlemen and all-around class acts. So we mentioned, obviously, with the fight card, we have stacked the deck. Same goes for this Q&A today. So please join me in welcoming bantamweight contender Miesha Tate and the UFC flyweight champion of the world, Demetrious Johnson. Hi guys, thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us.
Miesha Tate, Demetrious Johnson. They've been busy all week, but they got about a half an hour for you guys. We have microphones set up. I'm trying to find where they are. Okay, there's a microphone up there, and I'd imagine there's another one on the other side. Don't be shy. Miesha and DJ are yours for the next half hour. Nothing is off limits. But while we are waiting for some brave souls to line up, Mike, still having a hard time seeing where these microphones are. Okay, all right. Don't be shy, grab a mic. While we're waiting, though, I do want to ask you guys about this main event. Obviously, this is a super fight. I'm calling it a super fight. I don't know if we're allowed to do that, but I'm calling it a super fight. These guys have sort of been in each other's crosshairs for a long time, Frankie Edgar, Uriah Faber, and they'll finally settle their business here in about 24 hours. What do you think?
Well, it's an extremely difficult fight to call because obviously I think both of them have a lot of grit. Both of them are really tough and stylistically somewhat similar.
Yeah.
But I think, you know, Uriah is coming back up in weight, and I think Frankie poses a lot of problems there. I think stylistically, if you were going to pick someone who would pose a lot of problems for Uriah, it would be someone like Frankie.
Yeah.
You know, so I don't know if any of them are going to be able to find a hole in each other's game to like really finish the other person. So we may get 3 rounds of an amazing fight.
Yeah. DJ, what do you think, man?
I think it's going to be a fantastic fight. I think it's going to go 5 rounds, and we're going to find out tomorrow night.
You know, I remember being octagon side for that Cub Swanson-Frankie Edgar fight, and of all the inspiring performances we've seen in the UFC, I'm very inspired by the McMahon win, by the way. I didn't get a chance to tell you that, but what Frankie Edgar did to Cub Swanson, I mean, he was just steamrolling, Cub was, and what Frankie did to him over 24 and a half minutes was just incredible. So I think it's going to be interesting to see how this plays out. What do you guys think about Mark Munoz? You know, here's a guy who obviously means so much to the masses over here in Manila and beyond. He has made so many trips, obviously, here to the Philippines over the last several years. Got to be emotional, though, DJ, I would think, going in there, you know, knowing that win or lose, this is going to be the swan song.
Yeah, sometimes I think about, like, what it's going to be like when you know, I'm like, all right, kids, I'm done. This is going to be Daddy's last fight. I'm just going to walk away from the sport. And I can only imagine coming to his hometown, you know, in the Philippines and having a great fight. And I mean, I don't know how he's going to feel. What do you think, Miesha?
I like that throwback. I think it's going to be great, honestly, and that's always interesting. You know, people always ask, when do you think you're going to retire? What age are you going to? And it's hard to put an expiration date on yourself, really. It's hard to sit there and think, well, I don't, you know, I'm going to retire at this age. You don't really know. I mean, I suppose you know when you're done fighting, but I'm happy that we get to see him in the octagon again, and I think there's no better place to do it than here in the Philippines.
You know, you've got some MMA miles on you. You're coming off one of the best performances of your career. You got the TV stuff now, obviously, but do you start to think about life after fighting, or are you not even close to even wanting to have that conversation?
I feel like you have to. You know, if you plan to have a future after fighting, you know, fighting is a great career, but it's a short one considered, you know, other careers you consider being a doctor or something else is much longer. So for me, there's definitely things I want to look at to keep myself involved in the sport once I'm physically past my prime.
Right.
So, yeah, absolutely.
DJ, I know with your 2 little boys now, you're not thinking about retirement, but what is life like after a fight? I mean, do you have those conversations with your wife or no?
Yeah, I tell her, you know, I'm going to go work at Costco just to make the ends meet. And
I used to work at Costco. Good job. Good job.
Yeah, absolutely. Everybody's happy there. And, you know, my goal is to fight till I'm 38, so I got 10 more years left on me. So if I can make it in, I'll be a happy man. Then after that, you know, I'll raise my kids, go to all their sporting events, and be a dad and a father. Well,
so, oh, it looks like we have a brave soul all the way up top. Shannon, thank you very much. All right.
Mic right down here.
Fire away, my man. What do you got?
Okay, thank you, Mr. Anik. Good job, by the way. Congratulations on the great career.
Thank you.
Hi, everyone. Miesha, I don't know if you remember me, but you retweeted my tweet a couple days ago.
Nice. Hi.
Yeah, I said you were my favorite bantamweight, so.
Oh, thank you.
Demetrious, that was an amazing finish. On behalf of everyone here, thank you so much for that buzzer beater that we've been waiting for years. So congratulations on that.
Thank you. Thank you.
My first question is for you, actually. Ariel Helwani mentioned that with the Xbox Microsoft thing, you sort of carved out a niche for yourself, but in the wake of the Reebok deal, do you have any plans of sort of retaining that type of identity, that crossover video gamer audience that also likes MMA?
Yeah, absolutely. You know, I still play with fans online through Xbox, playing Destiny, Mortal Kombat X, Killer Instinct, or whatever it comes to. And I'm also going to be looking for opportunist things with Microsoft as well when things come up, you know, the Call of Duty Championship and being able to go out there and host game shows. But, you know, right now I'm very excited for the UFC to, you know, launch the Reebok deal, and, you know, life goes on.
Okay, thank you.
Yep.
For Miesha, one of the things that I loved about when Joanna Jędrzejczyk won the title is that Bruce Buffer announced her as the undisputed UFC strawweight champion of the world without the women's attached to it. And in the same line of thought, since the women's bantamweight division is sort of like taking over more so than the men's division, I think like it would be interesting if TJ Dillashaw was called the men's bantamweight champion. So I was wondering what you thought about that.
I think that the less that we distinguish the two as, you know, men's and women's, I think it's better. And I'm really happy to hear there's not such a distinction, because what we do is the same sport. It's MMA. It's not women's MMA, men's MMA. You would get in there, we all fight it. And so I think the less distinction is better. But, you know, we all sweat, train, bleed, do whatever, you know, and it's really the same thing. But hopefully there would just be no distinction. No men's MMA or women's MMA, just MMA.
Awesome. I was hoping you'd say that. Thank you.
Good question. Well, I can tell you, I introduced her as bantamweight contender. You noticed I didn't say women's, and I will tell you, we are getting away from it on the broadcast. So you are sort of, maybe your future's in production or something like that. So thank you very much for the question. Yes, sir. What do you have?
Yes, this is the question for Demetrious Johnson. I just want to hear, because you're so dominant in the flyweight division, you only have 2 losses. It's in the bantamweight. Do you consider like going up there and like getting your revenge?
You know, at the end of the day, people always talk about it, goes, man, you want to get revenge, and it's like, if I was to, what? Oh, whatever. If I was to go up and get revenge and beat the 2 gentlemen who beat me, I still lost them at the end of the day. It's not like somebody goes there and, you know, erases that, you know, lost to Dominic Cruz or Brad Pickett. Yeah. If that was the bet, if that was the case, then absolutely I would go out there and seek it. But I got lots of work to do in the flyweight division.
Oh, beautiful, man. Thanks.
Thank you. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Hey guys, what's up? I'd like to welcome you all to the Philippines.
Thank you.
Yeah, I have a couple of comments. First off, to Demetrious Johnson. So I think a lot of people are sort of criticizing you for being the nice guy, the nice champion in the UFC. And I just want to say that nice guys don't necessarily finish last, because we all saw what happened to John Jones in the wake of all this controversy. So it's very good to have somebody like you who's both a gentleman in and out of the octagon, and who, like I always tell my friends, the true champion is also defined by his works outside the octagon. So good job on you, man.
Thank you, man.
All right, and I have a question also regarding the Reebok deal, which will be happening this July, I believe. So some of the articles came out, and they said that they were gonna base the pay on the tiering, because initially the pay was supposed to be based on the experience, right, on the rankings. And a lot of fighters, obviously, I don't think they didn't like that. So the UFC changed it, and they had a tiering based on the number of fights. And Joe Rogan mentioned, well, he was very kind of vocal about it, that it said there that the champions would be getting 40 grand per fight. So I was kind of wondering, just like Joe Rogan, do you believe that the best guys in the world only get paid 40 grand?
I see where you're going. At the end of the day, sometimes I sit down and I'm like, when is it enough money? Like, what is that magic number that's going to make everybody happy? And it's very hard to find that number because if somebody was like, Demetrious Johnson, you're going to get paid $1 million for a Reebok. I'm like, I wish it was $1.5 million. So you never know what that magic number is. But like I said, I'm happy with the deal. It's something that we don't have to go out and try to bargain with different sponsorships. Like, hey, dude, I'm going to be on the main event, UFC 200. It's a 200 episode. What spot you want to buy? I got this for sale for $99.99. I got this small spot for $50,000. There's no more of that bargain. I just be like, I'm going in there. I'm rocking Reebok. I'm getting paid wherever I'm at. If I'm the champion or if I'm on my 20th fight in the UFC, and it's cut dry. This is what it is.
All right. Thanks, man. And last question for Miesha Tate. So, who do you want to fight next in your next fight, obviously?
Well, my next fight is July 25th, and I'm fighting Jessica Ai, so that's who I have my eye set on. And after I fight her, then, hopefully the word on the street is that I will get another fight with Ronda, so.
All right. Last comment, Miesha, I think, we admire you because out of all the female bantamweights out there, you're the only one who gave Ronda a hard time. They were all hyping Kat Zingano, and we all saw what happened in 14 seconds. So I really hope this third fight, well, I have a very good feeling it'll be a one hell of a fight.
Thank you very much. Thanks for everyone's support.
Hi, good afternoon.
Hi.
Hello.
Mighty Mouse, I'm such a big fan. So congratulations on your win
Thank
in
you.
186. Yes, my first question is for you. If John Dodson wins in his fight in 187, would you be interested in defending the belt against him?
Absolutely. Whether it's John Dodson or Zach Markowski, or it's John Moraga or Joseph Benavidez, or if it's Wilson Reyes or John Vermiga or Henry Cejudo, they can all get it in. I'll give it to all of them.
Okay, that's good. Would you be willing to do that fight this year?
Yes, it will be this year.
All right, that's great. Thank you. And Miesha, actually, I was going to ask about challenging Ronda Rousey to the fight, but we already answered that. So thank you for the information.
You're welcome.
And
Thank
welcome
you.
to the Philippines. I hope
Thank
you're
you.
enjoying your stay here.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Yes. First question for Mr. DJ. Yes. Speaking of super fights, are you willing or are you up to the just in case there's a fighter needed to replace for TJ Dillashaw? Are you open fighting him again for a super fight?
Do you mean stepping in? Like
Yeah,
if he
stepping in,
gets,
sorry.
if he gets
Stepping in.
injured against Hinebrow, or what do you mean?
Yeah, if in case his next fight.
No, I will not step in because I haven't been
Yeah.
training for that, so it won't be happening.
Okay. Okay. Thanks. But are you still open for a super fight?
Yeah, absolutely.
Against TJ.
Whoever it's against, down the road, like I said, I already gave Dana White the magic number. We sat down and we talked about it before. So if it presents itself and the number is right, then yes, I'll do it.
Okay. Thanks. Miesha, are you also open to fight Cyborg just in case in a catchweight?
That's my job. I think that I have to fight anyone that they put in front of me, and obviously I'm not scared of anyone, so yes, I would.
Yeah. Thanks. Good answer.
But I heard that Cyborg is signed to fight at 135, so I'd prefer to fight her in my weight class because if they had a 125, I'd like to go down, but they don't. So it's 135 for me, and that's the weight class I prefer to be in. But she is signed now, so 135 it is.
Okay. Thanks for that, and welcome again to the Philippines.
Thank you.
Thank you. We do now have another microphone set up in section 220, so feel free to head on over there and fire away as well. Yes, sir. What do you got?
I ran all the way from section 220, so... Jon Anik, I've been a big fan since your ESPN MMA Live days.
Thank you so much, man.
And welcome to the Philippines.
Great to be here. Thank you.
Is Kenny Florian or Brian Stan going to be your broadcast partner tomorrow night?
Brian Stan is here. He's talking a bunch of junk backstage right now. Maybe we can get him out here at some point. But yeah, Brian Stan will be on the call here tomorrow night.
Thank you very much. And has Bruce Buffer arrived in the Philippines?
Bruce Buffer has touched down on the ground. He's already taken a lot of your countrymen for millions in the poker room. So
I saw him at the pool today. He's enjoying himself.
Thank you very much. And actually, I'd like to refute someone else's statement. Nice guys do finish last because Demetrious Johnson had the latest finish ever in UFC history at 4:59 of the 5th round. So nice guys do finish last.
I like
Thanks,
what you
brother.
did there. I think you could
At
come
least they
take my
finished.
job. That was well done. Well, good work. Thank you.
No, sir. Mighty Mouse, really big fan. Now, I know you're ready to take on whoever in the flyweight division, but if you look at your contract, you have pay-per-view points. Is there one fight that's more sellable than any other? Will it be Dodson? Will it be Cejudo? Anyone in particular?
At the end of the day, I don't know what the world wants to see. In my eyes, I'm trying to fight all of them. Like, my goal is to make sure when you go to the flyweight division, you look at every single person who's in the flyweight division, and you see Demetrious Johnson, lost. Demetrious Johnson, lost. Oh, armbar. Demetrious Johnson, that's my goal. So I don't worry about all that stuff. I just worry about who I'm going to be fighting next and make sure I stay healthy.
Thank you very much, sir. And a question for Miesha. Now, it's unfortunate that you've lost twice to the current champion. You've, I believe, won 3 straight right now. And how many more fights do you think it will take for you to get back at that title shot? Or does it depend on who you're going to fight next? Does it depend on the caliber of fighter you're facing?
Well, basically, I just keep beating all the other #1 contenders. So, you know, everyone maybe thinks of me as the gatekeeper. I've heard that word thrown around a lot, and that's fine because no one's getting past. So, you know, I have to win this next fight, and then that will be 4 in a row, and it will solidify my spot as the #1 contender. And, you know, right now I'm ranked right behind Ronda, so it only makes sense. You know, I can't keep, I beat everyone that they keep giving to me, so I don't know what else to say, but yeah, I just keep beating everyone and then get my spot back in there.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the Philippines.
Thank you.
Thank you, man. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Yeah, good afternoon, guys, and welcome to the Philippines. And first and foremost, thank you, UFC. I just won the hunt for UFC. So
Oh, well done.
I got
Congrats,
some
man.
freebies. Damn, this is awesome, man. My question is for DJ Demetrious Johnson. I saw your last fight. Of course, I've seen every fight that you had in the octagon. I've watched it on TV. I'm just curious. What's your mindset before the fight, and how personal is the relationship that you have with Matt Humes? Because I've seen him before, like he was here in the Philippines a couple of times, and he's just a really great guy. He trains a lot of athletes, and I think he's one of the best out there.
Yeah, absolutely. My mindset going into the octagon is a couple things. 1, let's go out there and get to work. 2, let's go get this money. And 3, let's go out there and fight. The relationship I have with Matt is it's special. The relationship I have with him and my other coach, Brad. I mean, those guys, they're honest with me. They're always looking out for my well-being. They're always looking out for what's best for me. And that's what's best for the UFC, but what's best for Demetrious Johnson. And that's, I mean, you have to respect somebody who's looking out for you.
Wow. Thank you very much for that answer. And my question for Miesha. Miesha, how personal is it? Because I've been watching UFC, I mean the Ultimate Fighter between you and Ronda Rousey. That was pretty intense. My wife loves you so much. Like, she just can't make it tonight. But I just want to ask, how personal is the feud? It's like the beef you had with Ronda Rousey on thinking that after the fight you were very sport and she just disrespected you in a way.
Well, I mean, that's the difference between us, and I suppose it's as personal as it can get, you know. I just think that we're very different, and I think I view the sport differently than she does, and we just don't get along, you know. There's certain people in this world that you just don't get along with, and one of those people for me is Ronda Rousey, so that's okay. I'm perfectly okay with that, and, you know, I'm coming for her title one more time.
I would love to see you beat Ronda Rousey one day. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Welcome to the Philippines.
Thank you so much. All right, big man, your mic is hot. What do you got for us? Thank you.
Hi guys, good afternoon. Welcome to the Philippines.
Hello.
Thank you.
I have a quick question for you three. Can you sign my bandana?
Absolutely. As soon as we're done, we will make sure to do that for you. You got anything else, my man, for DJ or Miesha, or is that it?
Nothing, thank you.
Thank you, buddy. All right, back to you over here. Yes, sir.
Hi, first of all, welcome to the Philippines.
Thank you.
Hi, Miesha. I'm a big fan. Came here for you. After this, I can go home. I don't need to watch the weigh-ins.
Oh, thank you.
I still think that you're the bantamweight who's set to beat Ronda. I think, no disrespect, I don't think it's Bitch. I think it's you. So in your third fight, what do you think you need to do differently to get her this time?
I think I need to punch her in the face more.
Good luck. I'd love to see that.
Thank you. Yeah, I just need to have confidence in my striking, which I feel like I've definitely been developing over these last 4 fights. You know, it's not an excuse, but the last time that I fought Ronda was the first camp that I had with, you know, Robert Follis and being in Las Vegas. So it takes time, you know, to develop a relationship with your coaches so where they can learn you as an athlete and where you can learn them as coaches and what makes you work better together. So we've had, you know, 4 camps together, going into the 5th camp now, and we definitely understand each other better, and I feel like I'm growing faster. And yeah, so I guess I just don't need to feel like I need to take her down, you know. I can stand and bang and you know, keep it on the feet.
Okay, thanks, Miesha. Hope to see that fight.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Miesha's huge in Manila, man. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Hi, guys. That's true. Miesha is really huge in the whole Philippines.
Yeah.
That's so
And
cool.
I know everyone inside this arena will agree that Miesha is the most gorgeous bantamweight of UFC.
You guys are gonna make me blush.
I have a question for you, Miesha. I just want to know on what round are you going to finish Jessica?
I like to get it done in the first. That'd be great. So, you know, I have a different kind of energy, I feel like, going into this fight, knowing what's on the horizon. And I know it's important to go out there in this fight and make a statement, you know, as to why I deserve the title shot again. And that's important to me. So going out there and getting a finish and showing a dominant win is #1 priority for me. You know, it's not just about winning this fight, but it's about putting on the performance that I need to again, make that statement.
Thanks. And for DJ to say that you're a really great fighter and inspiration. Also, for the fighters here in the Philippines, keep it up, man. And John, I just want to ask if Ariel Helwani will be visiting also.
I don't believe he'll be here.
Why?
I'll be
kidding.
sure to pass along the love, okay?
Okay. Thanks, man.
Thank you very much. All right, we're going to go down here to the 100 levels. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Hello. First of all, for everyone, welcome to the Philippines. My question is for Jon. Coming from someone who works in the media, I just want to know how it's like being able to call fights like this.
There's nothing like it, and you know, I can't think of a bigger assignment than I've had than Frankie Edgar, Uriah Faber, and our first trip to Manila. So obviously it's very exciting. You know, Joe Silva, our matchmaker, always says to me before the fight cards to have fun. And I'll be honest with you, when I sit down there to call 7 hours of fights, fun is not the first thing on my mind. There's a lot of work that goes into it, and I just think that the mental agility it takes to stay on task is more the focus. But I try to have fun, because ultimately we all got into this in some part to have fun. And I got to think commentating is a little bit more fun than fighting. Maybe you guys would disagree, but it's a labor of love. It's a passion for all of us, and you know, Dana White is a very demanding boss. You know, I don't take anything for granted. I know that this show could be my last if I don't produce. So I take it very seriously, but I do have Joe Silva in the back of my mind and really just try to enjoy it. Not get caught up in the moment, but try to enjoy it while it's going on, you know?
All right, that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, man. Thanks for coming. Yes, sir. Back up top.
G'day, guys. Thanks for coming. Just wondering, Miesha, if you get the winner over Jessica, your next fight is rumoured to be in Melbourne in November, and just like your thoughts on that.
Well, that would be great. You know, I hate going long periods of time without fighting, and it seemed like since I've got into the UFC, it's been, you know, 6 months between every fight, and that's a little bit hard as an athlete because time goes by quickly. You know, fighting 2 times a year is a little you know, challenging. But so I would hope that it could be in November, but I'm thinking just reasonably in my head that it's probably going to be end of the year. You know, the last, you know, card of the year is you know, a New Year's card or what it was. So that's when I fought Ronda last time on this Silva Weidman first time that they fought. So I don't know when, you know, that's definitely not my job or my forte to predict when fights will be. I just show up on that date ready and beat people up, so.
Yeah, 60,000 people, Etihad Stadium would be a good card. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks, man. All you, man. What do you got?
Hi.
Hi.
DJ, welcome. Miesha, welcome to the Philippines. My first question would be for DJ. If you clean out the division, like the flyweight, which is very likely, would you like to try to go up and, you know, get a revenge against Dominic Cruz or, you know, TJ Dillashaw?
It's something, it's a big task to clean out the flyweight division. I'm very known for rematches, so I'm pretty sure I have some of those in my future. But until then, you know, I'll leave that, you know, I'll wait till that bridge comes and I'll cross it if I want to. We'll see.
Yeah, thanks. And for Miesha, in a scale of 1 to 10, how much do you hate Ronda?
An 11.
Great answer. Thank you.
I guess time's not going to heal that relationship. I thought maybe, I don't know. Yes, sir. What do you got?
Oh, hello everyone, and of course our visitors. It's nice to see you guys here. Actually, I'm thinking of what would be the second time and when is the second time that you guys will be coming back here. So actually I was thinking if it's going to be Gus and John Jones, which is less likely, I'm gonna watch it again. I actually come from the southern part of the Philippines. So thank you guys for coming. This is for John first. Nothing really special about the question. How do you think will the Faber-Edgar fight end up?
Well, you know, I can't give a prediction, obviously, because I'm calling the fight. You know, I mentioned how inspired I was by Frankie's performance against Cub. I think what impresses me the most about Edgar is that here he is 5 years removed from winning the UFC lightweight title, and he's better now than he was then, you know? So he just keeps getting better. But yet Uriah Faber has as many submission wins as Frankie Edgar has career wins, you know? So I, at least from a betting perspective, I know you guys gamble with the best of them out here. I don't feel like Uriah's getting a whole lot of respect when it comes to the betting line. I think it's a closer fight on paper. I think Miesha's right, you know, I think it's destined to go the full 25 minutes, and obviously we brought a potential fight of the year to Manila, you know, and I just want to say we all feel so welcomed by you guys and your people. This is as special for us as it is for you guys. So seriously, from the bottom of our hearts, thank you for the warm embrace, you know.
It's
all right,
really...
thanks, John. This time, I'm gonna ask Miesha.
Okay.
Miesha, when do you really want to end this Ronda Rousey reign? And if ever, how much of a success will you, or do you picture out having in the 125 division?
Well, if, you know, there was a 125-pound division, I think I would definitely be the champion already, you know. It's been difficult to gain more weight and get stronger to, like, feel like I'm more competitive in the 135-pound division, but that's my job, so I'm doing it. I'm eating a lot, trying to lift the weights. No, but it's good, and I don't think the feud with Ronda and I will ever end, you know, but hopefully her reign to the title will end the next time that we step in the octagon.
Okay, thank you. This time for DJ. DJ, yeah, we all know that you're so dominant, but some would believe that it becomes so easy for you to defeat your opponents. How would you react with that?
Well, shoot, it took me the damn last second in the last fight, so it took a bit longer. But I'm working on it, and I'm always trying to improve my game and just be a better fighter. And, my job's to go out there and win, whether it's easy or hard.
All right, thank you. So sad that we weren't able to get your signatures.
I
but at
apologize.
least we got a chance to talk to you guys. Welcome to the Philippines. I know that you know that the Philippines is a great country, so hopefully you get back soon.
Thank you.
Thank you. Over here, yes, sir.
Hi, I'm the guy who ran over from section 220. Thanks for putting a microphone over
Attaboy.
here.
Hey, we're here for you.
So another question for DJ. What were your thoughts the last few seconds when you did that submission on Horiguchi? Were you actually expecting to submit him or just ride out the remainder of the round?
When I was working in the guard, passing, and then I was in there and I was doing ground and pound, and I was hitting him, and I was like, damn, they're going to stop it or not? And then I hear Matt in the corner, he's like, armbar, armbar, armbar. And I'm like, oh, I better hit this shit or else I'm going to get in trouble. So I just stepped over and I just, gave it a little love thrust, and he ended up tapping, and I was like, sweet, sounds good.
Thank you very much. It was weird, the last fight, because we didn't see Xbox on your shirt. And we'd just like to know, do you still have a working relationship with Xbox, or has that been finished because of the Reebok deal?
Well, obviously, it's finished in the aspect of, is it going to ever be in the octagon? And again, who knows, maybe 6 years down the road where Reebok's like, you know what? We've had our time. We're going to, step away from this sport and let the sponsors come back so fighters can have their own individually, tongue twister, their own kind of code or whatever. Then you might see it again. But as of right now, the relationship's still open. I still talk to my point of contact for Xbox, and we're still good.
Thank you very much, DJ. And Miesha, since you mentioned that there are different weight classes for the women, from 105 to 145. So are you saying that if the UFC opened the 125-pound division, you would drop down in weight immediately?
Yes.
Thank you very much. And out of curiosity, Mr. Anik, since you mentioned that it's a 7-hour broadcast from Fight Pass to the main card, out of all the UFC commentators, who takes the most bathroom breaks?
That is the easiest question I have ever received. Mike Goldberg, without question.
Thank you very much.
I think he takes a piss like once a fight, every other fight, something like that. So I love Goldie, though, but that's the truth right there. All right. Yes, darling, what do you have?
Hi, actually, this is the second time.
I know.
Because I was very nervous earlier, I forgot to say hi to Jon.
Hi.
Hi, I met you yesterday at the media day.
I know.
Yeah.
I was upset when you didn't say hello earlier, so thank you.
I was so starstruck that I didn't know what to say yesterday. Thank you so much for coming over when I called you.
That's
anyway,
very sweet. You were shaking a little bit when we hugged.
See, I can't even talk now. Anyway, since you already said yes to the bandana signing of the kid,
Yeah.
I bought a shirt earlier from the official merchandise, but they did not allow us to have it signed. Would you be willing to sign it? Also, of course, DJ and Miesha. And you?
I think we can work something out for you, yes. Thank you.
All right, thank you very much.
Thank you. One thing they ask me to do when I'm up here is to tell people they can't take pictures and can't get autographs. I'm the bad guy up here, but we will make an exception for you and Big Man over there. All right, we got time for a few more questions here. Back up top. Yes, sir.
Hi, my name is Jicho Park. I'm from Guam. Anyone from Guam? Guam? Yeah. Okay, so I'm just wondering, who do you guys think will win against Jose Aldo versus Conor McGregor?
I think Jose Aldo.
Yeah, I'm from Jose too.
Yeah, I just think he's very tried and true. He's battle tested, and you know, he's no joke. You know, he's not just talking a big game. He walks a big game. You know, so you know, he's the champion for a reason, and you know, I don't think Conor's the man to take him away from the title just yet. You know, Conor's a very talented fighter for sure. Has maybe a more talented mouth than he does a fight, but needless to say, I think it will be a great fight. I think Conor will bring a lot to the table, but I don't think it'll be enough to take the belt from Jose.
All right, how about you, DJ?
I'm a big fan of Jose Aldo since the WEC days. I remember fighting in the same card he fought Uriah Faber. And you know, watching Conor McGregor, when I first watched him fight and looked at his videos, and I seen how he controlled distance, how he countered, and how he moved, and I was like, okay, this guy, he understands how to fight. He understands distance. There's a lot of people out here who are fighters on the UFC roster, but you can go up to him and ask him, like, do you understand distance? Do you know how to control distance? And a lot of them don't. The people who know how to control distance and can read it as they're fighting, those are great fighters. And I think Conor McGregor is one of those guys. So it's going to be very hard. I'm not going to give you an answer because I don't know who's going to win it, to be honest with you.
Well, if he loses, right? What do you, or like what do you think will happen? You think his hype train will die, or?
I don't think it would die because he still has that personality, and there's so many great matches you can make. If he was to lose to Jose Aldo, you know, they can do the Ricardo Lamas, they can do the Chad Mendez. I mean, they can do so many great fights just because he's a great fighter and he's a great personality for the sport.
All right, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Guam. Appreciate it. You got one, sir.
Hi.
Hi.
I'm Julius. This question is for John. Can I ask how soon is the Ultimate Fighter Philippines? Because you already have the Ultimate Fighter in China, right?
Right.
Then how soon is the Ultimate Fighter here?
That's a great question. I got to think it's an eventuality. It's something that's going to happen at some point in time. You know, if ticket sales and the response here to this live event are any indication, I think the future is very bright in terms of UFC content and live events coming back to Manila, and obviously in other markets in the Philippines as well. So I can't speak specifically to the Ultimate Fighter, but I got to think, obviously it is our conduit through which to develop talent. So I think it's going to happen, yeah.
Okay, we'll look forward to that.
Thank you.
And also this is my question for DJ. Actually, it's not MMA related, it's about boxing. What is your thoughts about the Pacquiao and Mayweather fight?
Okay, I answered this earlier today, so don't be pissed off at me now. I'm going to keep it real.
Who do you think you won?
Pacquiao lost that fight, okay?
Oh.
At the end of the day, it's boxing. The name of the game is hit, not to be hit. Now, you get points, I just found this out, you get points for blocking, for making your opponent miss. If a fighter throws 1,000 punches and only 100 of them landed, he just wasted 900 punches. So they dock that against you. Like I said, it's boxing. It's not a fight, it's boxing. And that's what Floyd Mayweather is good at. And so, hence, Manny Pacquiao lost that fight to Floyd Mayweather.
Okay. I should ask Miesha the same question. Who do you think who won the fight?
So, when the fight was playing, I was doing something else. But if it makes any difference, I was rooting for Pacquiao. So I really was.
Yeah.
I wanted him to win, but I didn't get to see it. I was actually in Las Vegas, and they didn't play it anywhere but the MGM. So like the whole city wasn't allowed to play the fights. Nowhere in the city was allowed to play it unless like, you went to the fight or were in the MGM. So obviously I couldn't do that. But yeah, I was rooting for him. I wanted him to win, and I still think he's the better man.
Yeah. Okay, thank you very much. That's it.
Thank you. All right, we got time for 4 more questions. So if you haven't lined up yet, I'm sorry, we're going to have to shut it down after you there in the red shirt. So fire away, young man. What do you have?
Hello.
Hey.
Yeah. Good afternoon, everyone.
What's up?
First, I want to thank UFC for bringing it here. It's a dream come true for everyone, you know. Hi, Mr. Johnson, John, and Miesha, my favorite cupcake.
That's a good one.
Yeah, first for Miesha, you went down with Rousey, so he had you with the arm bar, if ever you're going down with her again, do you have plans to like not let this happen again?
Just straight to it.
Yeah, it's like the only special move he got for everyone, you know? And no one's like prepare for it, like, you know?
Well, here's the thing. So people only remember the armbar finish, but they don't remember that I defended it like 5 times before that.
Yeah, I appreciate that. You were like the only match for her who stayed in the octagon for so long than the other fighters, right?
Thank you. Yeah, no one else has actually defended any of Ronda's armbars ever. So the first time she goes through the armbar, she gets it. And when we fought the last time, I stopped like 5 of them before she got the first one. So my mistake was to put myself in the bad position over and over again. So I've proven that I can defend it, but if you keep putting yourself there, eventually you're gonna lose that battle. So it was a mistake on my part to keep putting myself onto the ground with her. That was the mistake.
So the plan is like to be never to be put in that position again, is that it?
That's always the goal, you know? I mean, no, do I want to practice my whole camp being in an armbar? No, because I want to practice not ever being in that position. You're already in a really bad position if you're practicing getting out of an armbar. You know, it's definitely something we work on, but it can't be the main focus of the camp, you know, because then you're just planning on losing, if that makes sense.
Yeah, true. It's just every time it happened, you know, armbar ended everything, right?
It's true. Well, it's not the armbar, it's the judo, really.
True, judo, true, yeah, true.
That's
Thank
what
you,
ends,
Miesha.
it's what initiates the end, so.
All right, cool. Thank you. JD, Mr. Johnson.
What's up?
Keep sweeping the division, you know?
I'm trying, man. You okay? I'm worried about you up there. You had a little, you know, marijuana? You got some of that fire?
Thank you, Mr. Johnson, for that.
I knew it.
You had me, brother, man. Hey, John, thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
He's feeling good.
All right, guys, we got about 2 minutes, so if you guys one question apiece, we got to get them out of here. What do you got?
Right. Welcome to the Philippines, guys, and I'm gonna make this quick. So for DJ, in the Hiraguchi fight, Matt Hume was giving instructions, and you just keep on saying yes, like it's automatic. Does that really come in on the fight when you get punched in the face? I mean, is your action plan and all the instructions given by Matt Hume, does it still come up your mind if you're punched in the face?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, it's a fight. You're going to get hit, and am I still comprehending what he's saying? Yes, and the reason why I'm able to act is because me and him spar all the time. So when I'm sparring somebody, he's able to tell me where my weaknesses is. And when we're training, he's also yelling at me too. So when I'm in a fight, it's almost like I'm in a training gym to where he's like, you need to get heavy on that arm, pressure, push him out of his kickstand, pass guard. So that's stuff we always go over in the gym.
Okay, because you just mentioned earlier, right? He gave you the instruction to go for the armbar. So good job on that, man. I'm gonna
doing my
give it to the
job.
next guy.
Hey, guys, I hate to do it, but we have got to clear the stage. They got to get a video going in here, so let's hear it once more, ladies and gentlemen. Bantamweight contender Miesha Tate, UFC flyweight champion Demetrious Johnson. Thank you all so much for the welcome. The fighters will be on this stage in about 25 minutes. Thank you all very much.
Thanks, guys.